नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे उमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सकगण रघुनाथ जीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सकगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita. So we are in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita now. We finished 14 shlokas in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, in this chapter we are studying about the importance of Bhakti Yoga. So because Arjuna asked the question to Krishna, like, what is the best way to worship you as a person or as in your impersonal feature. So now Krishna is completely explaining about his personal way of worshipping Krishna as a person, basically. So that's what we can get ourselves become dearer to Krishna. So that's what we are going to study now. We started in the last 13th and 14th sloka also. Krishna said that Yo mad bhaktaga yasame priyaga. That's what Krishna said that. So Yo mad bhaktaga same priyaga. So he is such a devotee of mine, is very dearer to me, very dearer to me. That's what Yo mad bhaktaga same priyaga. So now in this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is already giving us the instructions about what we should do. Very clear instructions. It is like a summary of the entire 11 chapters what we studied. So in the 12th chapter, Krishna is telling us very clearly. Sometimes the devotees ask the question, which yoga should I follow, what I should do, which yoga is best, like that. So that's why Krishna is very clearly saying that everything we need to follow what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. Simply there is nothing like one separate yoga, something like that. But ultimately, when we follow all those things, ultimately it will end up in remembering Krishna all the time. That's the main point. Doing everything in Krishna consciousness all the time. So that's what will happen when we study and understand this Bhagavad Gita. Because in Bhagavad Gita, our mind will start focusing only on Krishna. With the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we will be thinking only about Krishna, remembering only about Krishna, doing everything only for Krishna. So that way our mind will be completely in connection with Krishna. So that's what is going to happen with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that's what is needed for us. So our mind has to be trained in that way only. So we need to develop that kind of mindset. We need to bring the mind under the control of ourself. Atma samstam manakritva nakinchit api chintaye. That's what is very important. Krishna is saying that Atma samstam manakritva nakinchit api chintaye means we should not be thinking about anything else. That's what nakinchit api chintaye. When we say that mind is under our control, we are able to control our mind. So that means mind should not be thinking about anything else. Nakinchit api chintaye. So that means it has to think only about Krishna, nothing else. Nothing else in this way. Only about Krishna. Our mind should be thinking only about Krishna only. How is that going to be possible? How is it how is it practical? That's a very important question we can ask. How is it practical that we can only think about Krishna, remember Krishna all the time? So that is possible if we do every activity only for Krishna. So that way we will be able to think about Krishna all the time. If we are able to do all the activities only for Krishna. Like Arjuna. Arjuna, when he was fighting in that battlefield, he was fighting only for Krishna, for no one else. Maybe other Pandavas, they thought that they are fighting for them. So Arjuna is fighting for them. Everyone must have thought. So, but Arjuna was fighting for only for Krishna. Only Arjuna knows. In the battlefield, Arjuna spoke to Krishna, and Krishna gave the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna very well understood that he needs to do everything only for Krishna. But when we do only for Krishna, another important point we need to understand is that Krishna is already doing our tasks. Krishna is already doing all the activities. We are just an instrument, that's it. So Krishna told Arjuna that I already killed them. So you just shoot arrows, that's it. Bhishmam cha Dronam cha Jayadradam cha Karnam tatanyanapi yoda viran maya hatam stvam jahima vyatista yuddhista chetasi rane sapatra. So they are already killed by me. You just shoot arrows. So that way, in this way also, when we say that I am working for Krishna, I am doing this for Krishna, I am doing everything for Krishna, we need to understand that Krishna is doing those things for us actually. In fact, we cannot even move our little finger without Krishna's approval. Without Krishna's permission, we cannot even move our little finger. We need to understand that our body is a machine. So it's working. Our body is a machine, it's working. And we are not operating that machine. The soul is not causing this body to work. So we cannot say that I am doing this, I am doing that. Because we are not even the operator of this body. The soul is inside this body, but the soul is not operating this body. Mayaya yantra rudani mayaya. So this yantra, this machine is operated by Maya, the three modes of material nature. So the three modes of material nature is operating this body, but not the soul. But the soul is inside this body. The soul is put inside this body, stuck inside this body. And the Maya, the three modes of material nature is controlling us. It's operating this body. And we are not even the operator. So that way, we cannot say that I am doing this, I am doing that. So Krishna will do all our tasks. What we need to do is that we need to desire. That's what is very important. We need to think. We need to wish that we need to use our free will to actually do it for Krishna. That's what we should do. So when we do that, Arjuna there in the battle, when Krishna already is killing all of them, then why Krishna needed Arjuna to do all these tasks? We need to understand. That's a very important question actually. When Krishna told Arjuna, they are already killed by my arrangement. So already I killed them. You just shoot the arrows. That's what Krishna is asking Arjuna to do. When everything is carried out by Krishna, when everything is done by Krishna, then why Arjuna has to do all those things, fight in that battle? Because Krishna wanted Arjuna to get out of this material well and come to him. Because Krishna knows that Arjuna is his best devotee, best friend. That's what he told already in the 4th chapter, 3rd shloka. We studied it. Bhaktosi me saka cheti ragasyam vi etad uttamam. You are my bhakta and saka. You are my devotee and my friend. So that's why I'm giving you this most confidential knowledge. Bhuya eva mahabhago sunu me paramam vachaga yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamiya. In the 10th chapter, 1st shloka, Krishna is saying that, O Mahabaho, O mighty armed Arjuna, you again hear from me about the supreme instructions, Paramam Vachaka. Bhuya eva Mahabago sunu me Paramam Vachaga, yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamiya. Because you are dearer to me, for your benefit, I am giving this knowledge. That's what Krishna is saying. So that way, Krishna wanted Arjuna to fight. It is for the benefit of Arjuna, not for Krishna. Of course, Krishna is very happy. Krishna is very, very happy when we get out of this battlefield, when we listen to Krishna, when we get out of this material world. So when we listen to Krishna, when we are ready to go to Krishna, Krishna is welcoming us. Krishna is very happy and Krishna is waiting for us to get out of this material world and go to him. That's why Krishna is doing all these things. So that way, we really don't have to worry about anything. Even when we are acting, when we are doing, we need not even think that we are doing it. Actually, Krishna is already doing it. That's what is very important. So that way, we need to see only Krishna is doing all these things. So Maya is doing. Again, the question comes. Krishna is saying in the 5th chapter, 15th sloka, I don't take anyone's, I'm not responsible for anyone's good or bad deeds. That's what Krishna is saying. Nadate kasyachin papam nachaiva sukrutam vibhu ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyamti jantam. So, just because Krishna is doing it, we cannot say that Krishna is responsible for all our good or bad deeds. That also is very important. Krishna is saying that very clearly. I'm not doing anything. I'm not responsible for anything. That's what Krishna is saying. So for that, we are responsible. See, we are not doing it, but we are responsible. That is the problem. The reason we are responsible because we think that we are doing it. That is the problem. We are responsible. The moment we think that we are not the doer, the moment we realize we think that we are not the body, we are the soul, and we understand, we realize that Krishna is the super soul, and when we are able to connect ourselves with Krishna, so then immediately we are freed from this material world. We are freed from the modes of material nature. So that way, now we need to understand very well that Krishna's help is there for us all the time. Krishna is waiting to serve us. Krishna is waiting to help us. We just have to take that help and acknowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he is taking care of us very well. And we just have to remember him. That's it. We just have to think about him. So Arjuna decided to fight for Krishna. That's what is very important. He told that now Karisya Vachanam Tava. Now I will act as per your instructions. So that's what we are supposed to do. We should actually do the same thing. We should act as per Krishna's instructions. So what instructions? Krishna has already given so many instructions in Bhagavad Gita very clearly. So whatever Krishna told to Arjuna, that is also for us also. To us also Krishna is speaking. It's not only to Arjuna. When Krishna is asking Arjuna to think about him, Manmana, so Krishna is also asking us to think about him. Focus our mind. When Krishna is asking Arjuna that Mayeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim nivesayega. So you fix your mind upon me, focus your intelligence upon me. Krishna is actually asking us also to do the same thing. So that way, we just have to follow Krishna's instructions very, very nicely. So that means we have to understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, completely. And if we follow Krishna's instructions, then we won't fail. Then Krishna will take care of us. Krishna will do everything. So we are completely under the protection of Krishna. Completely Krishna is mercy. Everything is going to go the way he wants. That's the main thing. So we want things to go the way Krishna wants. So we want only to please Krishna. That's the only thing. So that means we really don't want anything else in this material world which is not related to Krishna that means which is not going to help us to remember Krishna. That is the main thing. Of course, everything is related to Krishna. Everything is coming from Krishna. But anything we do which is not going to help us to serve Krishna or help us to please Krishna, we should not be doing it. So such kind of activities are known as avaram karma or vikarma. They are abominable activities. We should not be doing such abominable activities. We have to do only prescribed duties. Niyatam kuru karmatva. So we have to do all the activities as given, as instructed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Then we are doing everything in the right direction. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very, very important. We need to fully understand this Bhagavad Gita completely. So that means all these slokas, what we studied already, we need to keep studying it. We need to keep revising it. We need to memorize it. We need to understand and we need to follow. So that's what is very important. So then every day, every moment, all the time, so we will be in Krishna consciousness. So our mind will be only remembering Krishna. So that way we will be able to slowly and steadily free ourselves from the modes of nature. We'll be able to come out of the three modes of material nature. That's what is going to happen. By Krishna's mercy, it will happen. Slowly and steadily it will happen. So when we are able to come out of these three modes of material nature, so then we will be able to be situated in the Brahman platform. So that's what is known as Brahmani Sthitaga. Brahma with Brahmani Sthitaga. So when we are able to remember Krishna, when we are able to be situated in the Brahman platform, so then at that point of time, so we will not be thinking anything about this material world at all. We won't be worried about anything in this material world. We will be fully connected only with Krishna only all the time. So that is all going to happen only with this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. This Bhagavad Gita knowledge is going to do all this miracle in our life. So that's what is happening. By Krishna's mercy, it is happening in our life. So we are going to get all this knowledge and we are going to follow this Bhagavad Gita fully and we are going to serve Krishna and we are going to remember Krishna all the time. So everything is going to happen by Krishna's mercy. There is no doubt about it. So in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we are studying. Now we finished 14 slokas, 13 and 14th slokam. Krishna is saying that Advesta sarva bhutanam maitraga karunaye vacha nirmamo nirahankaraga samadukka sukaga kshami santustaga satatam yogi yadatma drita nishchayaga mayarpita mano buddhi yo madbhaktaga same priyaga. That's what Krishna is saying. Advesta sarva bhutana. So that means one who is not envious to all the living entities. That's what Advesta sarva bhutana. Maitraga karuna evacha, who is friendly and kindly to all the living entities. So that's what Maitraga karuna evacha. Advesta sarva bhutana maitraga karuna evacha. Nirmamo nirahankaraga. So without having any claims for proprietorship, nirmamo, and without having any false ego, nirahankaraga. So nirmamo nirahankaraga samadukka sukaga kshami. So being equal in both happiness and distress and forgiveness. So kshami, forgiving. So samadukka sukaga kshami. So then Krishna is teaching us that santustaga satatam yogi. So santustaga satata means always satisfied. So the yogi who is always satisfied. Santustaga satatam yogi. Yadatma drita nishchaya. So who is self-controlled with steady determination, very strong determination. So drita nishchaya. So who is self-controlled. So Mayarpita mano buddhi, who is able to offer mind and intelligence unto me. Yo madbhaktaga sami priyaga. So he is my devotee and he is dearer to me. That's what Krishna is saying. Yo mad, such a devotee of mine is dearer to me. That's what Krishna is saying. That Yo madbhaktaga sami priya. So that's what we finished. So now in the next slokam, Krishna is continuing that. Yasmanodvijate loko lokanodvijate chayaga harsha marsha bayodvege mukto yassa chame priyaga. That's what Krishna is teaching. Yasman nodvijate loko. So Yasman means from whom, for whom this world is not put into difficulty. That's what Loka means, the people in this world. So Loko. So no one in this world is put into difficulty by whom. That's what Yasmat Nodvijate Loka. Lokan Nodvijate Cha Yaha. And he is also not disturbed by anyone in this world. See how important concepts, very important science Krishna is teaching us. See, for no one is put into difficulty in this world by him, by this person. And also he is not disturbed by anyone in this world. So that's what Yasma nodvijate loko, loka nodvijate cha yaha. Harsha marsha bayodvege. So one who is free from happiness and distress. So that's what Harsha, Amarsha. So Harsha is happiness, Amarsa is distress. So Bayodvege. So Baya is fear, free from fear and also from anxiety, Udvegam. So anxiety, anxiety. So Bayodvege, Mukto Yasacha Me Priya. One who is free from all these things. So he's actually dearer to me. So that's what Krishna is saying. He's very dear to me. So Mukto Yasacha Me Priya. So Yasma Nodvijate Loko. Loka nodvijate chayah harsa marsha bayodvege mukto yassacha me priya. So he by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness, distress, fear and anxiety is very dear to me. That's what Krishna is saying. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we need to develop all these qualities. So it will automatically come when we study this Bhagavad Gita. When we fully depend on Krishna, when we study this Bhagavad Gita, when we completely do everything only for Krishna, so all these qualities will automatically come. We don't have to really worry about it. It will just come automatically. By Krishna's mercy, it will happen. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the 15th sloka in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, all the devotees. I request you to post the questions in the chat window now so that Timur Prabhu can coordinate